Did you know that the moon is over 3,400 kilometers in diameter and the sun is 400 times larger than the moon? There are 200 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way itself, and the Milky Way is only one galaxy. Psalm 147 verse 4 says, He, God, determines the number of the stars and calls them each by name. Do you see how big our God is? When we think of God as universe maker, star creator, galaxy designer, it's easy to think of this great big God who just sits up in heaven and isn't involved in our life. But here's another verse for you. Psalm 139, 13 to 14 says, For you formed my inward parts. You knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. God is big. He's powerful. Yet he not just created you, but knitted and formed you. If you have ever knitted before, you know it takes great detail and care and purpose to form something just the way that you intended it to be. Why does God take such great care in us? Because you matter to God. I remember one night at a youth group, I was praying to God. I had felt lost. I felt like God didn't love me or care for me. And I heard God say to me, I love you. I knew in that moment that I personally mattered to God. If you need to hear that today, then believe this. Here's how this unconditional love shows us that we matter to Him. 3 things He tells us. He made us to be image bearers of God. We are created in the image of God. This truth gives significance to every person. Secondly, He brought us redemption through Christ. God sent His Son, Jesus, for the redemption of humanity. This gives value that He places on each person. And lastly, He gives us individual purpose. God has a unique purpose for each person. Your life has significance in contributing to God's overarching plan. Remember today that you are fearfully and wonderfully made by God Himself.